Hey, Megan Brothers, even though DOS 2 had a short challenge, AI what happens in DOS 2? I believe no one knows. That's right. Let Mega meet with the skill to cut the storm. Tell me the story that happened in DOS 2. You didn't hear me wrong, because this is going to reveal a lot of things, but not everyone knows. And because this is a hypothetical so nothing's for sure. Let everything in the video come true. So, please sign up hard. The register button below. It's a great source of power. Let the guilty ones out. It's becoming a reality. After registering, let's go to the video. Before coming measurement brother, let's take a look at everything that one has. From the usual room to the 1000 room. The newest door is the Bag Dog. It was launched not long ago. There's a lot of dangerous entities in DOS, like Figer 6, Eyes Rash in the room, and the Bag DOS 2. Contains a lot of scary entities. But besides all three of these areas have good institutions. Inside the dolls is a crisp light. The Menor room and the Bug doll are Korean light. However, the nature of these two entities is somewhat different. The doll, the bright light always gives instructions and extremely useful information. Help players through the doors. Every time I go the wrong way or in a difficult situation, Serious Life is on the other side of the room. They just say meaningless things. This entity, it doesn't give us much useful information. The only thing it says is empty words of encouragement. Anymore. Try to get up. Based on the information in the room, I've speculated that he is the one behind everything that happens. Because I know too much now. It knows about every entity in DOS, every corner of the hotel. It all knows. On the side of Kiryo's life, this entity is quite inanimate. It doesn't give any instructions. Give us the room. So I thought, it's also just an entity under the just like nails. However, what happens in the back does. My theory has changed a lot. Information related to Quiet Life. This yellow entity, it's not that simple. As we've known before. This is in stark contrast to the attitude of the backdoor of this entity. Let us know all these other dangerous entities. Every time those entities finish off the player. This proves that it's not as inanimate as we think it is. It's only when you meet a player in the pool, then this entity has no sympathy for the player, so it doesn't want to give hints or instructions. The question now is, it's our attitude of Kiryo's that's life. 180 degrees of change. According to my theory, perhaps the very act of crossing 1000 doors of life have a more sympathetic look at the player. Before that, for some reason, that Kiryo Life was stuck at term. And the liberator for Kiryo Life is the player. And so when we got back together at the Bagdo, Serious Life has more sympathy for players and help players a lot in the Bagdo. If you notice the end of the journey in the room, I opened the last door back to the hotel. Next to the hotel, there's also a hallway with the door locked. This is the entrance to the Bagdo. We see there's a glistening light yellow at the door. That's the proof of that. Life Curios moved from the room to the Bagdos. This also explains because the Curious line is in the Bagdos. And when we meet again at the Bagdos, Kiryo's life was very helpful because it's thanks to the player that it gets rid of. If you pay attention, in the words of Life Curates, while in the Bagdos, it said the exact names of the entities. While in term, then Kiryo Life. Just call those entities by their based nicknames. On the number of rooms that these entities appear in. More accurate confirmation. Kiryo Life theories are not inanimate. He's just hiding his job. Not enough trust with the player. And the runs. The appreciation of Kiryo's life. It didn't just stop at being more enthusiastic. That's also shown in the gifts for players. During the discovery from Bagdos, those are the viral vials of Starlight. The jars provide players a small amount and speed up in a short time. If you pay attention, you'll see on the body of these pills, there's a yellow 4-pointed South Star. That the drug is a product of Kiryo Life. It's made those potions, and it's scattered all over the Bagdos to support players more easily in getting out of this place. Even before leaving the Bagdos to go up to the hotel, give players the opportunity to own the potion. This is an upgraded better than the Starlight Vios. Because of this bottle appeared at the end of the backstory. Obviously, its purpose is in the hotel. It will help the player's journey at the hotel. It's easier. So we can confirm that. I also want to help players at the hotel. But throughout this journey, at the hotel, then we don't see the emergence of Kiryo's life. Instead, it's just the help of Galling Light. Before the Bagdo sheet update, who also in the hotel, there is only the presence of life is they are not in this place. But after finishing the Bagdos, then I confirm. In the process of the player taking the hotel, life has always existed. It just doesn't show up. Proof of the above hypothesis is the appearance of a yellow lit gate. As soon as the player has moved from the Bagdos to the hotel, maybe curious. The S line went through this gate to get to the hotel. Why doesn't it show up to help the player? It just leaves the player a potion. The high probability doesn't want to face the bright light because it knows the hotel is a place of crisp light. Arbitrarily. If you come here, Do you see anything strange? How Curious Life want to get rid of Turum. Then the Bagdoos, and why it's so passionate about helping players. As far as I'm concerned, maybe there's a bigger power out there behind the Curious line. I want players to complete every challenge. There were 1,000 rooms in the room, but when the player gets through 1,000 rooms, then the key of forces start to more players. Attention. For going through 1,000 rooms, it's not that simple. There are 50 rooms for the Bagdoos. Players also pass it gently. The more confirmed ability to survive, the player's handling of the situation is extremely good. That power has put a lot of trust in the player. There are 100 rooms at the hotel. Even though we're dealing with a lot of powerful thinking or chaining, but we can still survive to overcome their pursuit. Come here for sure. The trust that power puts in the player is 100%. About the true purpose of the forces behind the life curios. But about the identity of that power, I might know a little bit if you pay attention to the lion in the Curious Life. In Vagdo. Also based on the intonation that we can easily see, the knowledge that Kerr's life has. It's all from this mysterious girl. That's the girl who told Kerr's life. The things that appear in the universe. That does make it extremely likely she is the one standing for Kerr's life. The problem here is that the whole process of playing, we have never met a single girl. But the true identity of this mysterious girl, it has been revealed through items appear in the game. It's a cross, and the painting depicts a golden star. When using the cross, you'll see a circular symbol with Sal Solomon in the middle. This symbol represents the sea and hold back the power of the devil. However, if you only focus on the Sal, you will not know the identity of the person behind it. Look at the little symbols that appear on the edges. Located outside Sal Solomon. According to research, I know this is a Ding's font. When changing it to a regular and translate through the Saya encodings, the above text will have the following meaning. Translated as English. One of the 3 builders of ultimate marking will support you. Based on the above text, then we can sort of figure it out. Hierarchy in the universe. Measured. The leading entities in the DOS universe are ultimate entities, also known as Celestials. But the function and the mission of these has not been revealed. We only know the Celestials is the one who's chosen out of the tectonic and entities. The tectonic entities. They are the ones who put everything. But folded under Celestial, according to the information there does have to be 3 tectonic entities. That's who's supporting the player. As one of the 3 architects of the universe. That means the girl that Curio's life was talking about. It's one of those 3 builders. But when using the cross, we see the blue light coming out. So I'm guessing that the creator in question is Gang Life, because blue light is what this entity is all about. However, the light is not the same that Curious Life refers to when it's called because of the crisp light. We still have other builders. To find out who the other creators are, let's go to the picture. Appeared on the 60th floor of the hotel. Before coming to the painting, I'll explain a little bit because more. Why do I claim her that Kiersline mentioned are not supreme celestial entities? It's the tectonic entities. Because I'm guessing Celestial does not exist in normal physical form. In many ways, Celeste is a spatial dimension or an area only the gods can set foot. So Celesto is something. I can't identify the gender, so it's from her the Kairos Life refers to. Definitely one of the 3 builders. And based on the words of Kairos Life, then this builder must be a very powerful person. Now let's go to the picture that shows up on the 60th floor. To find out the identities of the other 2 builders. The painting appeared on the 60th floor. It's called Space High. It means no Tom. It seems that this picture depicts the DOS universe. In that picture, we can have a big yellow star in the middle. If you look at this star, I guess it's Curio's life. For the golden light, it's what this entity represents. The remarkable point of the painting. Blue blob. There's the moon on the top right. This is the symbol that appears in the seal of the cross. And with what I've analyzed above, then this blue light is the clear light. That Garing light is one of the 3 builders. So it's clear. Curio's life must also be one of the power of DOS. But Life Curios, it's not the most powerful builder yet that we're looking for. To keep looking down at the bottom left of the picture, you'll see a red light. It's in the opposite position to green. So I'm convinced that this is the 3rd architect. It's also the most powerful builder. And all 3 builders of DOS. In fact, this never appeared directly in DOS. But I insist, this creator has always existed. Every time we explore the hotel. If you've noticed in DOS, there's Mori Fire mode. The symbol of this mode is the red spot. Here in the picture. I know many people find it quite absurd. But I believe that 99.99% of this is the 3rd architect of DOS. And this is the most powerful builder. It's even stronger than light. And this builder, he is also the one who gave names. He is also the one who is the Curious Life. Temporary. I'm going to call this 3rd builder Morning Fires. The power of Mori Fire is very powerful. The fashions of this entity completely manipulating the world and for example, Some fads make the floor slippery, make the player's blood low. It allows entities to appear more frequently, and so on in clouds. Generally, all the fads appear in does. It was created by the power of Mori Fire. That's how we can see how powerful this builder is, with the power to change and interferes with the behavior of evil entities. More certain. Mori Fire is the one that Curious Life refers to, because once we've intervened with evil entities, must know very well about even their evil entities. Right. Not only have the right to manipulate evil entities, it's also the right to manipulate other builders. The most obvious Mr. Fishing's fad. Players will not receive any help when playing does, even playing dead in this fashion. Gating light will not appear to notify the player of death. With such great power, obviously Mori Fire is the strongest capable of manipulating almost everything from the environment to the entities, even the other builders. You must also recognize the power of Mori Fire. And one more theory is that it's very likely we're going to directly encounter this Mori Fire. You believe me, going wrong will be much more difficult compared to DOS 1. To know what's interesting. Now let's come to my theory about DOS 2. Brothers and sisters, as you know, in DOS 2, we're going to explore the mines located below the hotel. And if you look at the form of 6 or SWIT, do you think of the mines? I think it's quite similar to odd, or as minerals found underground, so it's very possible evil entities appear in the hotel. It comes from below. This is a mine that many of you will find strange. Where there's a mine box inside, it's under the hotel like this. In fact, there are a lot of hotels under the caves, like the Silver Mike Salad Hotel in Sweden, or Hotel de Slift in Wales. But beyond the special geographic and spatial locations, these hotels, it's not the inspiration for DOS. Where to? Because there's nothing scary about these hotels. Based on what DOS has as a cross, the candle, or the theory of the Saliso, then I believe that the idea that's formed it's based on religious factors, faith or spiritual legends. So I guess maybe the mine in due to man, there's a certain mysterious spiritual and cult. After searching for a mountain of information, I know a group of people who worship living in a mine in Bolivia. The spirit is called Lago. Even though it's quite scary and it looks like a demon, but Etio is an entity capable of bringing wealth. At the same time, this entity killed to show adoration without destruction. Then the believers made offerings to this god, like wine, cigarettes, even the blood of unruly camels. It's all in a gun car. Then these believers will burn down the car and push them deep into the mine, never to be seen again. In the trailer for Dogs 2, we are also seeing feature push gone down the deep hole, and then this car will never be seen again. Maybe this is the detail related to the ritual sacrifice to the god. Outside the ritual sacrifice, there are certain rules about respecting the past that believers must obey. It's basically, most people in Bolivia are Catholic. Should be clear. The worship of a demon-like god like Aoshio will not be supported by the majority. So there's a couple of principles that have been laid out. The first principle no pictures are allowed related to Catholicism appeared in the mines worshiping the god Eltio. For example, the cross. On the other side of the mine, images of the temple of God are not allowed. This is an invasion of goddess land. This rule is intended to assert territorial sovereignty. The two are not allowed together in any form. So there's a high probability of measurement error. See the appearance of power again. No brothers. If you have, then maybe the use of this cross will no longer or exist. It changes when it's weaker. In the space-time picture, the territorial opposition of Garing Light, it's very clear. These two entities represents the different beliefs and powers. That also explains why it's Sao when mobile. We will not get it any indication of the crisp light. So the ability is very high in demand. Players will not get the help of Garen. More players will have to face the Morning Fire alone. Because the mines are the home of the Morning Fire. But that doesn't mean Morning Fire is a cruel creator. Based on the god Etio, he will bless or destroy. It depends on how the believer behaves. Not every game is difficult, but there are still fads that make the game easier. So I believe it depends on the attitude about of the players. Fire. Then really, this will give you challenges of different difficulty. More, I guess that Curiate Light will also be present in due side. Because the creator is very sympathetic to the player. Curiate Life is also a creator. I like to learn, so it'll still be in the basement. The high probability Life will launch Monic Trier to cultivate for players. Because Curious Life has great respect for Monica. But all the ideas above is just my theory. The truth is, we still have to wait until the official size measurement is released. Dear. Above is all the analysis, as well as my hypothesis for does. Because it's a hypothesis, it can be right and it can be wrong.